Hello, welcome to the Gloom. Gonna be doing some round 7 for you. It's been a couple of days, so maybe I'm a little rusty, but we'll see how this goes. I'm running out of room on my board here. The only reason to keep this board is because of this summon, so that's kind of throwing things off. Because it's not really gonna affect anything in the game, I'm just gonna kind of move the summon already and kind of assume that that's his turn, and that's all he was going to do during his turn anyway. So I'm just going to kind of do that already, just so we can get started and have enough room for everything else, because Rat Damon is not first this round. So the first person to go is going to be Ivanta Die, and she's gonna go in this door, and there's some text I need to read. If you look at my quest book, some text here, and so let me read what happens when she opens it up. It says, "You bash in the door, thinking you are prepared for anything. Before you, however, stands a creature of pure elemental energy, enraged and demonic. It takes you a second to collect yourself, as if animating the dead wasn't enough for these lunatics." So she's gonna kind of bust in there, and this is what she's going to see. She's gonna see an elite earth demon and a regular earth demon. So that's what she's gonna see when she goes in. So the first move was Venom Shiv, and wanted to move 5. And so she wanted to go 1, 2, doorstone count, 3, 4, 5, end on the treasure chest, which will be collected by her at the end of her turn. Throw that over there. Okay. And then the next move Ivanta wanted to do was Smoke Bomb, turn herself invisible. On the next attack while invisible is going to double the value of the attack. So that's her next move there, but it is not activated yet, so that's going to be end of her turn. She's going to sit there invisible, so an obstacle to these guys, and that'll be the end of her turn. The next person to go would be Adonis, our Tinkerer. And the decoy goes first, so the decoy is going to kind of start moving here. 1, 2. And just kind of end up there. And then Adonis wanted to use Stun Shot, wanted to move 4, and kind of get in there and wreak some havoc. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll put him here, so he's in range of these 2 bad guys. And then he wanted to use the net shooter and attack. So net shooter attacks 3, immobilizes them so they can't move, and he gets 1 experience for each target. He drew a +0, so he gets 2 experience because he's targeting both those guys. So let me get Adonis's experience. 10, 11. So he gets his experience. These guys are immobilized, so they can't move. And they took 3 damage each. And so let me bring out their card so you can kind of see the Earth Demon. So we have 1 elite, which has these stats, and 1 normal one. So 13 hit points for the elite one. And 4 attack. That's pretty rough. So they took 3, so he's down to 10, he's down to 6. And they leave these little spots to mark them, so that's what I will do. And put my little 3. It's funny, they make them so big to where there's no way I'm going to fit a whole bunch of those, but you can kind of see the idea there, so I can try to keep track of that as we go. So good move by Adonis there. And so that leads us to Rat Damon. Obviously the summon goes first. Like I said, the summon went into the room here, and so that's where the summon is. And then Rat Damon was going to use Into the Night, was going to loot one. So he was going to grab this one loot. Too far away from that one, so he's not going to be able to get that one. So grabs his one loot. And then Rat Damon wanted to use Fearsome Blade and wanted to use the bottom part. So move 4, attack 2, 2 experience. Let me give him this 2 experience. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's in the room. Has an attack 2, but Rat Damon doesn't have any range. There's no range on that attack. So he's not going to be able to hit anyone. But I did draw an attack since I am using an attack, and I got a null anyway, which means my attack does 0 damage. So even if I was in range, I wasn't going to hit them at all, which is lame. But that's how it goes. And so then we go to our monsters here, and I should probably have them facing the same way. Elites always go first, and they have no range. So if you look over here, they have no range. So they have to get close. Remember, she's invisible, so she's basically a wall, and he hit them with immobilized, so they can't move. So they can't move, and they have no range. This is what they drew, an 87, so they couldn't move. Their attack was a pretty good attack, and that adds any element. When it's rainbow like that, it means add any element we want. But again, we haven't really run into an issue where we need that, where it really makes a difference. But we'll add it just in case. Might as well. And their attack would have drawn a null anyway, so they weren't going to hit anyone anyway. But they couldn't move, so even if we didn't draw that null, they weren't going to hit anyone. So that's kind of where we're going to leave off for round 7. So we have, again, we have 10 hit points left, 6 hit points left. Still going to be invisible next round because she has that invisible attack. And remember, they can only move. He can only move 2. He can only move 1. So they're not going to get very far. If we want to run for it, but it's going to depend who goes first. Actually, I think because she's invisible, it depends who the order of the turns, how it's going to go here. We're kind of blocking the way, so I don't know. Well, the decoy can go through us, so the decoy could go here. This summon is way over here and kind of useless at the moment. I'm almost tempted to have it go up here to get ready for that room, but I don't know if you're allowed to do that. The rule doesn't say that you could, because they kind of move on their own. So I don't know if we would consider that kind of cheating or not. I don't know. I'll have to ask the team and to see what they decide. But we're ready to rock and roll here. Just to recap on hit points, Rat Damon is at full health at 6. Adonis is almost at full health at 7 out of 8, and Ivanta is at 4 hit points. So that's where we are at the end of round 7, and we will get ready for round 8. Remember, the goal of this quest is to kill all enemies. So once we're done with these new mystical beasts, we got to see what's in this room here and go into there. Ivanta did get the treasure chest at the end of her turn, and at the end of the quest is when I'll reveal what that treasure chest was. So that is round 7, and until round 8, catch you next time.